Great morning. Great morning. Great morning. You guys come on in. Come on in. Come on in. See, I don't understand. Y'all hold on a second. Can't see. I can't see the numbers, y'all. Great morning, Charla. How are you? Yeah, I can't see the top of the screen and I don't know why, but I'm not going to worry about it this morning. Hey, Catherine, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, Jason. Hey, Jackie. How you doing, sis? Great morning, April. Thank y'all for sharing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now, I can't see no numbers. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why, but I can't. So y'all just know I can't see none. So if I'm not calling any angel numbers, that's why. Okay. But we're going to go on and we're going to get started. Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on with my eye, y'all. My contact is acting up. Amen, Jason. I'm glad you enjoyed. I was like, y'all, I'm not going to lie to you. These words have been so on point. They have been so on point. I'm just like, wow, God, you just keep doing it. He keeps doing it. I feel like Kiara shared, it keeps happening for me. Like the word that's coming forth is so amazing. And I'm just like, wow, God, and everything is in sync. Oh, thank you, April. Thank you. Y'all know I'm transitioning. You know, it's new hairstyle time. So I'm transitioning. I'm not done, but I had to be done enough to do this, okay? I'm super excited about this word. I'm excited about this word. Great morning, Summerlin. How are you, beautiful? Thank you, boo. Good morning, Christina. How are you, gorgeous? Thank you guys so much for supporting last night and being on the Zoom. I appreciate it. Listen, Linda, listen. Y'all, let me get started. Because this word is good. Okay. First of all, y'all know what time it is. It's a live time. It's a live time. And let me turn on Do Not Disturb. All right. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know how we do it. This is a live time. Time for us to take our shot of alive. Shot, 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 shot. Everybody shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. Hey, shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. Hey, listen, it's time to take our shot. I'm super excited. We're going to shake it up, pour it up, drink it up. Oh, it was. Just enough for one shot in this bottle. So my baby gets the new bottle. He's already had it chilling, and he's ready. Here's to divine connections. Yeah. All right, y'all. Listen, let's get started with today's word. Today's word is about divine connections. We are on day 4, and I'm going to be reading from the New Living Translation. Hold on, let me get to it. Day 4, divine connections. I'm going to be reading from 1 Samuel 18. After David had finished talking with Saul, he met Jonathan, the king's son. There was an immediate bond between them, for Jonathan loved David. From that day on, Saul kept David with him and wouldn't let him return home. And Jonathan made a solemn pact with David because he loved him as he loved himself. Jonathan sealed the pact by taking off his robe and giving it to David, together with his tunic, sword, bow, and belt. 1 Samuel 1 through 14. Hey, my brother. Yes, yes, yes. Good to see you. David found himself in a position where his willingness to face Goliath gave him favor with the king. King Saul wanted to know more about this young man who was willing to put his life on the line for the sake of representing their God. It was after their conversation that David met Saul's son, Jonathan, and they immediately connected. The word says that Jonathan loved David. It was selfless love. That love was demonstrated by Jonathan giving his robe, tunic, sword, bow, and belt all to David as a symbol of their bond. You see, it's not enough to say that you love someone. Anyone can say the words, but it's in the action that love is demonstrated. This connection between Jonathan and David was one that was not haphazard. Instead, it was divine. Divine connections or relationships are those that are established with God intention. They are used by God to get those involved to their destiny. Often they require sacrifices from those involved, but they are necessary. They are a crucial part of this destiny journey. Yet, we often struggle with them because of our past hurts and disappointments as it relates to other people. But we don't have time to live in our past hurts and disappointments. Our destiny is calling us, and we need to be in alignment with God and those He sends and is using to help us get to destiny. In this season, God is sending the people that you have a divine connection with, as well as removing those people that you don't. Yet the $1,000,000 question is, how do I know who is a divine connection and who is not? Let's examine the relationship between Jonathan and David for clues and lessons to help us know what to look for and how to move. Well, upon meeting one another, David and Jonathan knew that there was a unique connection that they possessed with one another. God gave them a love for one another that would eventually lead to Jonathan siding with David over his own father. His own father, King Saul. When you encounter these people, you will know it in your spirit. Something in you will leap, and you will know that you are supposed to be connected to these people. Much like Elizabeth and Jesus' mother, Mary. All Mary had to do was show up, and John leaped in Elizabeth's womb. His leap was a confirmation for Elizabeth that she was supposed to be connected to Mary. They knew in that moment that not only were they connected, but the babies they were carrying were also connected, not because they were cousins. However, regardless of the strength of the connection or its divinity, failure to value and nurture those connections can lead to a host of problems and challenges. Rather than focusing on all of the possible things that could go wrong in the relationships, we must choose to trust God with the process. Does that mean that there will not be any problems or challenges in those relationships? Not at all. In fact, there are often more challenges because the enemy seeks to destroy those divine connections or poison them so that they do not fulfill God's purpose for our lives and our destinies. Don't get caught up. Let me get to it. Don't get caught up in the tricks of the enemy. Don't allow the enemy or the inner me to cause you to destroy what God sent to bless. Honor those connections and do not allow the enemy to create division. These are the connections that will get you to your destiny. Even if one of you must sacrifice some things for it to happen for the other, God will honor your sacrifice and bless you and your seed as a result of your obedience. My question to you is, will you recognize those divine connections and relationships? Or will you, like so many others, allow the enemy to trick you into throwing them away before they have fulfilled their God ordained purpose? Check your life and your circle. Who are those people or that person in your life in this season? Once you figure that out, hold on to those relationships. Now that you know for sure who your divine connections are, let them know how much they mean to you, not just with words, but also with your actions. Show them your commitment to them and your commitment to your relationship. Divine connections are not frivolous relationships to be taken lightly or for granted. God sends them for purpose and destiny. Keep the divine so that God can fulfill his purpose in your life and get you to your destiny. So often we find ourselves when those relationships show up, oh my goodness, we find ourselves, oh my goodness, not always understanding those relationships. They're not always logical. They don't always make sense. They don't always appear as the relationships that you would think they would be, right? But nonetheless, God has a plan for those divine relationships. And you may not know all of it yet. You may not see all of it yet, but you know that there's something. I'm going to use Dr. Samantha Phillips as an example, right? We met some years ago. Like, it's been almost probably about 11 to 12 years ago that we met. Babe, the blue bottle emptied. The blue bottle emptied. And when we first met, there was not that leap. It was not a leap. You know, our babies didn't leap. We both looking at each other like, hey, huh? I don't know. I discovered that my relationships with people where we both start out like, I don't know, tend to be some of my best relationships, because those are people the enemy does not want me to connect with, right? But this is for you. But nonetheless, they're relationships that are extremely significant. So as we went on, like when we really talked to each other, because we're both like, new people. But when we went on and we talked, we knew, let me see that for a second. We knew that there was something that we were supposed to do. There was a way that we were connected that we couldn't necessarily explain, but nonetheless, it had purpose and significance. So here we are trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out what that connection is, what it is that we're supposed to do. We tried several different businesses. We knew we were supposed to build something together, tried several different things, and it wasn't it. There were things that I did just to support her. There were things that she did just to support me, right? But we supported each other. And then one day it happened. One day we found that company that we knew that we could build together. It was in alignment with our values and our vision. But look, it wasn't just about business, because see, this is what you got to understand. Divine connections come to serve multiple functions in your life. Literally, throughout the years, we were able to build a relationship. We were able, babe. We were able to build a relationship that allowed us to support one another, to be an ear for one another, to speak life into one another, right? And that was significant, to love on each other's families. See, you've got to understand that divine connections come not just for you, but for your family, right? There's something that's supposed to happen for your family. And the enemy will always try to come against it, create confusion, division. He's always going to do that. And we have to be wise enough to see beyond what the enemy is trying to do. So I know that the Phillips are a divine connection for me, that we have a special place in each other's hearts. And there are things that we are called to do and ordained to do for the kingdom of God. They're just things that we're supposed to do. But most importantly, the thing that we have to do is honor that divine connection. Anything that you don't honor will dissipate. It'll fall apart. It'll begin to disappear, not seem to have the value that it used to. So I'm telling you all, honor your divine connections. Honor your divine connections, because when you don't honor them, it will cause you to miss out on some things that God has in store for you. If I had not honored our connection and we had not stayed connected, I probably would not have been in Envision You, right? Because several people had approached me about it, and I was like, no, I'm good. But it was the fact that it was her, that it was them, that really said, okay, I'm really gonna look at it. Okay, let me just look at it. Whole time, if I had really just looked at it, I would have seen myself in it. But God had already ordained for us to do it together. See, sometimes, oh my God, oh, this is going to bless somebody right here. Sometimes it's not that you're not supposed to do a thing. It's that you're not supposed to do a thing with a particular person. It's that there's someone in particular that you're supposed to be connected to as you do the thing. Now, it doesn't take anything away from anybody else, but there's someone else that you're supposed to do it with directly. I need you to understand that in this season, God is revealing his greater plans, right? So there's a greater plan than the plan that we have, right? There's God's greater plan. And so in his infinite wisdom and his greater plan, he knows exactly what you are to do and who you are to do it with and how you are to do it. Divine connections. My brother Gene is on here. Now, listen. He is, let me show you how God works. He was doing a meeting in North Carolina, and I knew that Jackie was in North Carolina. I knew Mike was in North Carolina in the Charlotte area. And so I wanted to connect them to the meeting, right? And so I reached out for information, and we just clicked. It just clicked. It clicked instantly. It clicked automatically. There was a connection. There was a click. I've learned that in those instances that there is a reason that the click is there. There's a reason for it. It's not an accident. It's not haphazard. There is a reason. And so you honor those divine connections. And when you honor those divine connections, they produce great things in your life. And I'm not saying it like you're using people, because that's not the case. But those connections come at a particular time for a particular reason, and may even be a setup for something even greater later on. There are no accidents. There are no accidents. There are simply time frames where and seasons where things happen and things occur. So check this out. I guess it was 2017 or 2018. Okay. I was a part of a company, and I had brought my girl, Michelle Mickey Benton, into the company, and she had brought this woman into the company. Now, it's really interesting because God knows he knows how to do stuff. This woman was Corey Washington Livingston, right? And Corey would get on the Zooms, and she wouldn't have a camera on. She didn't say much. Corey was really, she was just kind of quiet, right? She would just be in the cut, right? Watching. I know she's checking me out. I know she's trying to see what I'm about. Who knew that all these years later, that Corey and I would have the relationship that we have, independent of Michelle, independent of anybody else. Like Corey and I have our own relationship. Why? It was a divine connection. It was a connection that God created in order for us to be able to support and love one another, because that is what Corey does. She's like, when I tell you that Corey, like, she makes stuff happen for me, she makes stuff happen. If I need something to happen, I can say, Corey, can you? And Corey's going to figure it out and she's going to get it done, right? But that's not the greatest value for the connection. The greatest value for the connection is being able to grow together. When you would look at David and Jonathan, they grew together. They grew together. There were things that Jonathan was able to recognize because of his relationship with David about his father that he otherwise might not have been able to recognize. But because he loved David so much, he saw his daddy was moving foul. And he was like, why are you trying to kill him? All he did was slay the giant and go to war for you. Like, I don't understand why you're trying to kill him. See, when you have a divine connection, bloodlines don't matter. Let me say that again. When you have a divine connection, bloodlines don't matter. Blood doesn't supersede those relationships. Those relationships are divine relationships. Those are relationships that are destiny relationships. Those relationships are relationships that God has strategically placed in your life for life. What does that mean, Dr. V? It means that these are relationships that are designed to help improve your life. Your life, who you are, how you show up, provide what you need. And when you find those divine connections, you hold on to them. I'm not talking about hold on to them like you're afraid, right? But I'm talking about you hold on to them because you value them and you honor them. So let's talk about honor real quick, because a lot of times people don't understand honor. And honor is one of the greatest lessons you'll ever learn. Honor is not something that's just based on position. Honor is not something that is commanded. Okay? You can't command honor. Honor is something that is given freely because you recognize the value of a person in your life. You recognize that they're supposed to be there. You understand that though things may change in your relationship, it does not change the fact that you value the relationship. Honor is not we talk every day. Honor is not, that you're always up under each other or you do everything together. That is not honor. Honor is acknowledging that there is something about this relationship that deserves to be treated with care, that it deserves. Listen, when I think about my pastor, Pastor Larry C. Fort, out of Athens, Georgia, New Freedom Christian Center, where I was ordained. I have an honor for Pastor Fort that increased over time, right? Because of who he was, like who he is, how he moves. The man has the patience of Job. Anybody that can deal with me like that got the patience of Job. But there was so much that I gleaned from him, so much that I learned from him. And even as I'm talking about it, I'm feeling also a level of conviction because I have not stayed in touch the way I needed to or need to. I have not, yeah, God talking to me. He's talking to me. But honor is something that is extremely important. And when you understand the law of honor, and it is a law, if you honor people, even if they do something wrong to you, even if they mistreat you, if you show honor, God will always bless you. The thing that people don't understand about David is David was showing honor to Saul even when Saul was trying to kill him. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm like, listen, you trying to kill me, baby, I'm gonna have to take you out. Now, listen, it's gonna be me or you. It's gonna be you. It ain't gonna be me, right? But because of the level of honor that David had for Saul, even when Saul was coming after him, God rewarded David's honor. He rewarded his honor. See, we think that we got to deal with everything in the natural. We think that we got to address it in the natural, but we don't. Okay, God, I hear you. Listen, I'm telling you, God's talking to me. If he ain't talking to nobody else, he's talking to me, okay? Honor is key, regardless. Honor is key. Just show honor. Just show respect. It doesn't cost you anything to show honor and respect except your pride. Now, our pride will get in the way and interfere with our honor and our divine connections. Pride is a nasty thing, but it's something that we got to face in ourselves and deal with in ourselves and be able to recognize in ourselves. It's not my job to be focused on everybody else's pride because I got enough dealing with mine. So today, as you go throughout your day, I want you to ask yourself some serious questions. I really want you to ask yourself these questions. The first question is, who is God sent as a divine connection to get you to your God ordained destiny? How do you know that you're supposed to be with those people? What indications has God given you one way or the other about the people in your life in connection with your purpose and the destiny that God has prepared for you? What are you going to do over the next 21 days to remove the people who are not your divine connections so that you are in alignment with God's purpose and destiny for your life, starting with something you can do today? What is God speaking to you about this devotion and your 21-day journey on today? Find some scriptures that you can declare over your life and situation that remind God of his promises toward you, the people you are to be connected to, and your purpose and your destiny. Yes, David, bloodline doesn't supersede divine connection. So true, man of God. My baby said, we're supposed to stand still. He wants to fight our battles, and he does. I know we want to fight them. I know we fighters. I get it. But some stuff, if you let God do it, if you let God deal with it, God will deal with it. If you're not being seen, God will show you. God will show people who you are, right? You don't have to do anything to make it happen. Listen, I'm just telling y'all these things because, listen, these are the things, the small things that can interfere with the great things that God desires to do in your life. Don't allow them. Don't allow them to interfere. Don't allow them to get in the way. Don't allow it, right? And so when you stop it, when you allow yourself to operate in honor in all instances, even if you're being dishonored, hear me. I'm not talking about matching energy. I'm talking about showing honor, and especially in divine relationships, divine connections, even if you feel like you're being dishonored. Still show honor and watch how God will move on your behalf. Know this. Know that God is the ultimate corrector. Know that God's correction will do more than your words will ever do. But you got to let him do the work. And you do your part, which is just show honor. I've come to understand some things about me. And this is just me. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about me. I don't like it when I feel like people are not recognizing who I am, right? Not that My name has to always be called. But when people don't recognize or acknowledge who I am in God, who I am in their life, like that bothers me, right? But this is the thing that I have to ask myself. Why does it bother me so much? And if I'm honest with myself and if I'm honest with you, um, it reminds me of the rejection that I felt growing up. It reminds me of always feeling like I was never enough. So I found myself often overcompensating for that, right? Trying to prove that I'm enough, that I'm amazing, that I'm this, that I'm that, right? But it was rooted in what I felt was not being enough. It doesn't matter how much you do or how many people acknowledge you until you understand and accept that you are enough. In fact, you're more than enough. There aren't enough words and there aren't enough people or accolades to make you feel like you are. So rather than focusing on what people don't do, you have to look inward. I'm in a season where this inner reflection is so key because I know I'm so close to destiny that I can't afford to allow anything to get in the way of it, especially not anything in me, not something that I can control, not something that is a me thing. No, 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 no. I can't do that. I can't do that. So it means I have to have very difficult conversations with myself. I have to have very difficult conversations with me about me and really be honest with what's at the root of the stuff that I feel. Because most of the time, the stuff that we feel really isn't about anyone else. It's really about us. And so when we begin to understand what that stuff is, when we really begin to face it and address it, then we find ourselves experiencing breakthroughs, the likes of which you can't even imagine. Allow God to show you your divine connections. Hold on tight. Don't let go. Don't let anything move you. Don't let anything shift you. Hold on tight until God says it's time to let go. I don't know about you, but I know for me, I want everything God has for me in this season. And I don't want to miss it. And I definitely don't want to miss it because I wasn't willing to be real with me about me. Good news. You don't have to fix everybody. You just have to fix you. I pray that this word has blessed you. I pray that you've gotten something that benefited you, that you can see a little more clearly, that it provoked you to think, it provoked you to look, it provoked you to examine. Now do something with it. Don't let it go to waste. Do something with it. Pick up the phone, call somebody, and just let them know that you value and appreciate their relationship. Let them know that they were on your mind, that you appreciate what they've done for you, what they've been who they've been in your life. Just let them know. I'm telling you, this is the season because you never know when someone will no longer be with you, and you don't want to let those things be unsaid. So I know sometimes I get on people's nerves because I spend a lot of time telling people that I love them and how much they mean to me. But I do that because I know what it's like to lose people. I know what it's like to lose people. And I want to make sure that people know that I love them and I appreciate them. So there's nothing wrong with a random call, a random text, just to let people know. It's amazing how God works, and it's incredible what God will do. Let him do it for you. You all, listen, if you want to join us on this 21-day fast, listen, put forward focus in the comments. Put forward focus in the comments. We'll get you in the group. If you're enjoying the devotion, how many of y'all are enjoying these devotions? Are y'all enjoying these devotions? Let me know if y'all are enjoying these devotions. Charlie said, well, I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. Christina said, yes. Jay said, yes. Listen, I'm telling you, what God is doing in this season, man, it's indescribable, unexplainable. You put the stars in the sky and you call them by name. You're an amazing God. Yes, yes, yes. Listen, y'all, listen. I want you all to take this journey seriously. And I don't know about you, but I'm behind on my questions. I've got to go back and answer the questions because the answers you seek are within. The answers you seek are within. Now, tonight, you get the opportunity to share how my ministry has impacted you. It is my pastor's anniversary. It is year 2. Year 3 for year 2 for passionate pursuit of manifested purposes ministry. And you guys can join us tonight. Listen, for the details and the information, there's a flyer that is going to be released. Stacy, is the flyer going to be released today? Let me know so I can tell the people how they can find out how they can participate. This is an opportunity for you to share how my ministry has impacted your life. Okay. Stacy's going to drop the flyer in the comments and she's going to post it and tag me in it so that I can share it to my page. We apologize for the late notice, but know that next year you'll know well in advance so that you'll be able to be ready. I appreciate my team pulling this together. They always just make things happen. They just make it happen, and I appreciate that about them. I love that they love me enough to honor me. Yes. All right. The flyer is coming out shortly. Awesome. 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 So stay tuned to my page. I'll put it on my story. So if you want to join us tonight, you'll see how you can join us. There's also a tribute link where you can do a tribute video. I think that's what it is. Or you can write a tribute. I'm not sure. But you can go there where you can say, how the ministry, have impacted your life. So you guys, I appreciate you and I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Be great on purpose because you are. Be blessed. Mwah.